turn where it gets a little hairy.
That's the way we like it.
You know it all day, every day. I'm Phil. This is Christina.
How you doing?
And today, this is our review of the Pocono Doubleheader.
Welcome back to Poconos, baby.
We had two races back to back, a race on Saturday, a race on Sunday, and yes, a little bit of rain and lightning in between holding us up, but that seems to be the theme of this season. We can't get away from rain and lightning.
No, sir, we cannot. Race started late, which I guess is kind of good for us because we watched the race a little late because I'm at work, so it kind of helps us out a little bit.
Yeah, but
I'm glad they were able to get it in before the sun went down.
yeah, because it sucks. The lightning delays suck. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Lightning delays suck. But let's move on, shall we?
Let's move on.
Well, first things first, the winner of the race, Denny Hamlin.
Hey, I just knew it all along. What can I say?
Yep, so she gets a third winner pick right to my... I'll get one too. I thought Kyle could get it. Obviously, Kyle had a little issue with Ryan Blaney. Got him taken out.
Which leads me to ask you, has Kyle Busch lost his mojo?
I don't think he's lost his mojo at all because he's been performing well. He just... Racing sometimes, it's a game of luck, and sometimes when the racing gods are frowning on you, nothing you can do.
I do agree with you to a point, but whatever vibes you're putting out, whatever vibes you're getting in is what you're putting out. And he was putting out some really, negative looking vibes. He was putting out some really defeated looking vibes when he was giving that interview, like he's had enough.
It's frustrating, I'm sure. It's really frustrating. He didn't want to talk and say much. He said he knows what happens, and that's all he wants to say. I know a lot of people are going to give him slack for not wanting to talk much, but, if he goes and says his opinion, then you saying people are just going to complain that he's crying. So he doesn't cry, and then you complain that he's not saying anything.
You know what? He's damned if he does, he's damned if he don't, so you know what? Damned if he won't.
Yeah. But Denny Hamlin, back to him, the winner of the race, his 6th win at Pocono, which ties him for Jeff Gordon for the most all-time at Pocono.
He's tied with Jeffy Pooh?
Yes, he's tied with Jeff Gordon. Ooh. I don't know who Jeffy Pooh is. But, so that pretty much makes Hamlin. Hamlin is the new Pocono king now. And that's his 4th win this season, leading everybody in that department as well. Hamlin is doing his job so far this year.
Why am I hearing like Triple H music in my head?
I don't know. Why are you?
I definitely enjoy this Pocono a lot better. This year I like the doubleheader, aspect of it over the recent years when they had the really long, drawn out Poconos. The shorter races really made it more fun, and I hope they keep the race until sunset. Yeah,
this doubleheader format, I have to say, it kind of did work for Pocono. I was skeptical about it because Pocono, it's not the most exciting racetrack. But when you make 2 short races, it does have the endurance element that the 500-mile races there used to have, because you got one car to do 2 races for 675 total miles. There is an endurance factor for the equipment there. And the short races, they're good strategy races, and the same strategy ended up working out.
Wouldn't that kind of bring like an old school feel too? Because now you don't always have an extra car for backup. You have the one car you brought, and that's the car you brought to bring because that's the only car you can use.
Yeah, but that's mainly lack of practice, because they're not. Because they did bring backup cars. It's not like they didn't have backup
Yeah, but they were only allowed to use one car all weekend, where normally they've got at least 2 cars on standby and probably a 3rd waiting to go, right?
Yeah, but that's normally the case because they're doing practice and qualifying. The backup car is for in case they crash, obviously. But since there is no practice and there is no qualifying, there is no reason to bring a backup car because you're only unloading, you're racing, and that's it. So
Yeah, but that's kind of what I like about it over the normal, the practice and all that. I get they do need the practice, but I do like that they, it's like, it just feels like old school where you brought in what you got, you raced
Run
what you got, and, you run, you run, what was it, you run what you brung,
Right. Whatever you unload with, that's what you got. There is no fine tuning, there is no adjusting. Kyle Busch treated Saturday's race as an adjustment, as a practice session for Sunday, and it almost worked out for him. But like we said earlier, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he got hit in the back. It's racing. That's what happened to Erik Jones on Saturday, and it happened to Kyle Busch on Sunday.
Happened to a couple people on Sunday, Christopher Bell comes to mind, Christopher Bell was up there,
Oh, man.
what was it, 4th place on Saturday, and we were just tooting his horn about how great he is, and how, awesome it was he finished up there, and then just one slip up and he's out.
Yep.
The car stepped out on him. Why did we step out? Why don't we just lose it?
Yeah, he lost it.
Why can't we just say that? Is it just not cool to say, I lost it? Do we have to say, I stepped
I
out?
don't know. Maybe it's something about blaming the car instead of you losing the car. Who knows?
Well, alrighty then. Let's move on. I know people are waiting with bated breath to hear the points and the results from you.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the top 20. Obviously, we know that Hamlin won. Harvick, it was just the reversal of spots between yesterday and today. This time, Hamlin, like I said, he stayed out longer to get that clean air while Harvick was messing around in the field, passing those other guys, and he lost. He couldn't get it.
I was going to say the only difference is Denny was actually catching up to Harvick yesterday, just couldn't pass him. Harvick was just nowhere near Denny.
Right. Hamlin realized you cannot pass guys on the track, so I'm going to beat them in the pits. And I'm going to stay out here in the open air more while you're trying to pass those cars that also haven't pitted, and you're in that dirty air slowing you down. I'm out in the clean air, and that's where it made the difference.
It was definitely a smart move. That's probably the winning move of the race, if I had to say.
Yep, they learned from yesterday and got it right for today's race. Third, Erik Jones. That's a pretty good recovery from last week. Last week. Saturday.
Yesterday.
That's a good...
Yesterday.
Yeah, and he was doing good yesterday. Yeah, he was in the top 10, around 6th or 7th before his wreck took him out. And today he brought in his backup car, started in the back, and he still ended up there. He had a fast car.
Give him his props, definitely. I'll never say anything bad about the 20 car.
Yeah. Chase Elliott with another solid top 5.
Yay!
Eric Almirola, 3rd straight top 5. That's looking pretty impressive. He's definitely making some noise, gaining some points. Matt Benedetto in the top 10. That's looking pretty nice. He had a nice, solid, consistent run. William Byron, another top 10. That's good for him. Boyer got 2 top 10s in a row. I guess that's good for him, right? Not that we like
Hashtag
Boyer,
kick clip Boyer out your ride.
Yeah, because a top 10 shouldn't be good for that team. 2 top 10s should be, okay, that's what you're supposed to do. You should be doing better than that.
I'm sorry, that car should be in winner's circle.
Right, and we're saying 2 top 10s, that's good. So that shows where they're at. Bowman a top 10 and Truex, a solid consistency. They're doing what they can. Keselowski, hey, at least he got a stage. He got himself a playoff point. Kenseth finally made an appearance. He's been off the map for a while, so 12th, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's holding up Hamlin at the end.
Yeah. Stenhouse sitting back here 15th. Cole Custer, the highest finishing rookie in 17th. And that shows that the rookies didn't have a good day.
And isn't he an SHR rookie?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay.
And, there's Nemechek, the other one, and Bubba Wallace got himself a top 20.
Bubba.
It's not too bad. And now the point standings. We're just going to go right and start just showing the playoff points now because, let's face it, we're only 11 points to go. The playoff points are where it's at because the overall standings, when the leaders are when you win a race and you're locked in, overall standings doesn't matter as much as the playoff points.
Sounds good to me.
So Hamlin with that 4th win is on top at 23 points.
I'm telling you, I keep wanting to stress this. This is a career year for Denny. I think he's going for that championship hard, and I think he's going to be there.
Yeah, he is doing exactly what he needs to do at this point, and he's just collecting those playoff points, collecting those wins, collecting those stage wins. He's getting it done. He's putting himself in a solid position to be in the running.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs.
Yep. And Harvick's second at 16, 7 points back. So, you know, that's definitely a big separation.
I understand, wasn't Harvick in the lead, but that was in the regular points, not the playoff points.
Right. Harvick's leading the overall points, but with Denny's 4 wins.
We're talking playoffs now.
Right, playoff points. That just puts them far and above. You know, I mean, Harvick, Logano, Keselowski, those guys are all real tight and close together. Chase Elliott's sitting right there with 10 points. Bowman's not too far with 9, even though since the COVID break, you know, he hasn't really been showing it, so most of that is from before. Truex and Blaney also have a win. They're hanging in there. And those are everybody that's locked in so far. Alright, so those are the guys that are locked into the playoffs, and now these are the guys that are trying to currently get in on points because they do not have wins. Because remember, the top 16 is what makes the playoffs.
These are the bubblers.
These are the guys that are on the bubble. These are the guys trying to fight to stay in.
They're the tiny bubbles in the wine.
Right. Now, of course, if any of them win, even if they're not in the top 16, if you win, you're locked into the playoffs no matter what. So if any of these guys that are outside looking in get a win, obviously it changes everything. But here's where we're standing at right now. Number 9, Aric Almirola is 104 points good, so he's looking pretty good after his 3 straight top 5s.
It's insane that we're looking at both the Busch brothers here and Johnson here in the back half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane that that's where they're at, because in all the years I've been watching, you would never think that you would see them that far. I hate to say this, but like that far back. But that's where they are.
It is. Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson, none of these guys have a win, and here they are fighting for the bubble. I mean, right now, they're not hurting points-wise as far as above the cut line.
Yeah, but they're not bringing in the playoff points like, you know, the top guys are, like they're hungry to win.
Right, because
these guys are hungry and they're showing it.
Yeah, the guys up top, they're comfortable. They're doing what they got to do. Where Kurt, Kyle, and Johnson are at, they're fighting to stay in. One bad race and they can be in a big pile of doo-doo. And Clint Boyer, with his 2 top 10s, he maintains his 13th spot. Matt DiBenedetto with his top 10, he moves up a spot, getting back into his 14th spot where he was at before. William Byron loses a spot, but he's still hanging in there. Erik Jones manages to jump up a spot over the weekend despite his bad luck, thanks to a little bit of struggles from Reddick.
Hey.
Sometimes the bear gets you, sometimes you get the bear. This time, he managed to get back up in the top 16. He's up by only 14 points, though, so it's not a very big margin.
Well, I know when you get the bear.
Austin Dillon is right there. He's looking to get back in. Reddick, he was in, but like I said, those bad races over the weekend, and he's now 26 points out. Stenhouse is trying to hang in there, 30 points out, and Buescher, he lost a lot of ground, falling back to 20th, and now 43 points out. That's going to take a lot to do. He's going to have to try to win a race somewhere. I don't know where. I mean, Daytona is still coming up, but...
Stepping out started with Jeff Gordon, didn't it? With that enunciation stuff. Because Jeff Gordon didn't lose it. Jeff Gordon stepped out.
I don't recall him when he was racing call it stepping out.
Well, I heard him say it tonight.
Well, because he heard Bell say it, so he started saying
it. He used it after Bell, too. He used it when he was talking about Buescher spinning as well.
Which was after.
So you're going to say that he just learned that phrase tonight?
possible.
Oh, please.
Alright, so where do we go from here?
We go to Indianapolis. And what's in Indianapolis? Not only but the Indianapolis Speedway, but the birthplace of Tony Stewart. Anyway.
It's the Brickyard 400.
Yeah, they got this big old corporate name, but here at the Tunnelton, we're rebels. We're just going to call it the Brickyard 400.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, the name of the race at the Brickyard shouldn't have, 8 words in it? I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
Nope,
I mean,
it just needs one word, Brickyard and a number,
it's a
400.
Brickyard 400. Like,
Amen.
You know, they don't do that to the Daytona 500. They're not doing it to the Southern 500.
We're not doing it at the Brickyard 500,
Right.
400.
It's the Brickyard 400, period.
Amen. Amen, brother.
So, we will have our power rankings out should be on Saturday. Can't ever be 100% on these things.
Race day will have power.
Yeah, but there will be power rankings this time before the race starts. Life happens. Life gets in the way. Birthday parties get in the way. Hey, it's a lot of craziness. But we will get it out there this week. We'll also have our review after the race.
Maybe something in the middle of the week, who knows?
Alright, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a like. Please subscribe. And make sure you hit the bell if you are subscribed. That way you know every time we drop a video, because you never know when we could surprise drop a video somewhere.
Definitely, we got many things planned. God only knows what we're going to drop. God only knows what we're going to talk about. And we want you to get into the conversation by commenting below, because we love to talk racing and we'd love to talk it with you.
So, until next time, have a good day.
Bye.